Today we're gambling. Yeah, I'm going to try to spend a little bit of time and money in order to hopefully save a good bit of money. And what we're doing is we're cleaning fuel injectors. And when I pulled my intake manifold out of my Tahoe, I looked at the fuel injectors on the fuel rail that's attached to it. They were rough looking, just a little bit of carbon on there. Plus, there's no telling what's on the inside. The vehicle sat for almost 2 years now. Gas turns to varnish, it makes a mess, it causes problems. Okay. I need to clean these out. And my first thought was just to go buy more fuel injectors until I priced them. And these are roughly $100 a piece. I need 8 for a set. We're looking at $800 to get a new set of these. I don't want to have to spend $800 on fuel injectors. So we're going to try to clean these up and see if we can't salvage these. Cleaning the outside of these is pretty simple. I could just spray them with some carb cleaner and then just wipe them down real well and take a Q-tip, clean around the ends. Outside's pretty clean. Problem's the inside. All right, with fuel setting up in them, there's no telling what's in there, what kind of condition they're in. So I want to run some carb cleaner through the fuel injector under pressure. All right, well, that's the trick, doing it under pressure. And there's lots of great videos out there on YouTube, different hacks to do this. The best one I saw is what we're going to do here today. Take a valve stem for a tire. And I bought 2 of these yesterday in a pack from the parts store. I think it was $6. And what we want to do is take the top off, the screw-on end. And we want to take our little valve stem removal tool and remove the Schrodinger valve in here. So that leaves this open. Okay. For the screw-on cap for it, drill a hole in it with a 3/32 drill. Take your little plastic stem that comes with the carb and choke cleaner, put it in the 3/32 hole, and then I glued it in place with Gorilla Glue gel, let it sit for 24 hours. End up with this. And with this, I can plug this into the end of the can here, and then the can's going to provide the pressure. Like so. Okay, and then we're going to put the fuel injector over. There's a little hole here in the end of the valve stem. This fuel injector will fit right in here. I'm going to pull the O-rings off, and make sure you've got no new O-rings if you're going to get into all of this. You're going to want to replace them, and I do. So, all right, so it's going to fit right in here. It's going to form a seal. Hit the button, we got pressure, and we got carbon choke cleaner. But with fuel injectors, they're electronically activated. So they're in an off position until the computer sends a little charge to it. That's what opens up your fuel injectors. So we also need some leads that we can attach to the little terminals inside the fuel injector. And there's 2 of them, left and right. It doesn't really matter which is which. All right, so we got our leads, and now we need a power source. I've seen some use 12-volt batteries, but I've got a 9-volt battery here, so we're just going to use this to open and close our fuel injector. Now, we don't want to leave this attached, and with that, this is set up. So let's start cleaning. Now, I love our jerry-rigged contraption as much as the next person, obviously, but we do want to take some precautions here. Notice I'm outside, not in the shop to do this. Anything that has the ability to suddenly transfer energy, we need to respect it. And atomized fuel has that ability, even carbon choke cleaner. And atomized is taken from a liquid form and put into almost a mist. So that's the whole point of a carburetor or fuel injector, which is meant to make it even more flammable, more volatile. So yes, we want to be out here for this, or at least I do. And I don't want to be breathing this stuff in a confined space in my shop. All right, so let's set this up and see how it works. What I want to do now is I want to apply pressure with the can, so press the nozzle, and then I want to open and close the contact without leaving the injector open. All right, so we're leaking a little bit here. But when we make contact, it's doing what it should. I did notice that the red stem here for the carb cleaner had a hole in the side and it was actually spraying out the side. Duct tape. Hey, was this a real rigged up project if we didn't involve duct tape? And while we're here, I also want to take that injector and I want to spray it down real well on the nozzle end, just to wipe away the gunk, old carbon, and that type of stuff. And I've got a Q-tip here to go around the inside. Yeah, it's pretty bad. And I probably should have done this before hooking it up to the nozzle and spraying it. But honestly, I don't think it really matters. Now spray down the outside real good and just wipe it down with a paper towel. Pretty dirty stuff. Definitely a lot cleaner now than it was both inside and out. Now, I've got 7 more to do. This little contraption here seemed to have worked pretty good. The glue joint was failing by the end, and this little cap was sliding up and down on the stem. Even my duct tape was sliding up and down on the stem. Carb cleaner's tough on glue, and it's tough on plastics too. Even the latex gloves were getting sticky by the end and starting to melt a little bit. And I've heard some say do not use carb cleaner like this on fuel injectors. Some said do. I don't know, I can't tell you. Seem to have worked pretty good on these. They seem a lot cleaner now than when I started. I think they're going to be okay. And I did find one bad one in the bunch. It was actually the very first one I tried. And at first, when I first started this, just to see if the contraption was even going to work, I started with a 9-volt battery. And when I add power to this, I couldn't hear it click. It wasn't opening and closing the electronic whatever in there. So I tried a 12-volt battery and still nothing. I went to the next injector, it worked fine. And I did check all of these with a multimeter. I checked for resistance across all of them. I wasn't looking for any specific value on resistance. I was just looking that they were consistent, and they all were consistent. This one, for whatever reason though, the electronic switch on it is just not opening and closing things. Maybe it's gummed up on the inside, it's stuck, I can't say. It's just stuck in the open position. And I did try soaking this one in a Chem dip. I know Chem dip's horrible on plastics, but I figured what I have to lose with this one, and it didn't change anything. So, one bad one. Well, I'd say our gamble paid off. I got to spend a little over $100 to replace this one, but that's a lot better than $800 to replace them all. Plus, this was worth doing just to find this bad one, because I'd hate to have put all this back together in the truck, go to start it, and then, you know, I've got issues with it flooding out or something because this is stuck in open position. So yeah, worth doing and worked out pretty well. So we're making progress on the Tahoe, slowly but surely. I'll go ahead and get a new injector ordered this week, get these O-rings changed out. I'm gonna go out shortly, pull the other valve cover, put the gasket on it, get it back on. From that point on, we're just reassembling. And so we've made progress, and I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. I just hope it's not the train. We shall see. And as far as the boat, little project update on it. I haven't done a thing. I'm still waiting on my seals for that lower unit, all right, which has worked out. This has been more than enough to keep me busy. But yeah, I need to make some progress on it. And I'm getting some extra time off for Christmas this year. Things are slow at work, which I should tell you something about the economy. And I work for a really large corporation. If things are slow, economy isn't looking too great. Now, it could pick up at the first of the year. That's just, how things go. But we're going to see. But I'm going to get back on these projects. I'm going to try to reach my goal of having my stuff ready by the first of the year. Getting all these little repairs done and not having this hanging over me. Yeah. Okay. I'll be sure to give y'all that update next week. Just in time. God bless, and y'all have a great day.